Good evening, I'm Kimilia and this is Kini News. Papagomo was charged with sedition at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court this morning. The blogger claimed trial to the charges read before him. Controversial blogger Muhammad Azri Deris, also known as Papagomo, has been charged with sedition at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court today. This is over his social media post on the socks with the word Allah. The 41-year-old pleaded not guilty to the charge that was read before Judge Siti Aminah Ghazali. Azri is facing charges for making inflammatory statements that bring hatred to Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar. According to the charge sheet, Papagomo is accused of posting seditious material on X during April 29th. The charges were framed under Section 4(1) of the Sedition Act 1948, which carries a maximum jail term of 3 years, a fine of 5,000 ringgit or both upon conviction. On Tuesday, Muhammad Azri was arrested based on a police report lodged against a social media video he posted questioning Sultan Ibrahim's meeting with KK Mart founder Chai Ki Khan at the height of the controversy on socks printed with the word Allah. The allegedly seditious video was posted on the accused's X account on Monday night. A DAP leader has called on Muhyiddin to state PN's stand on vernacular education. Teresa Kok said she had also asked the same question to PN's candidate in Kuala Kubu Baharu but has yet to get a reply. Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin has been challenged to declare that Bersatu and PN are not against vernacular education and will not support any attempt to dismantle it. DAP vice-chairperson Teresa Kok said this in response to past information chief Ahmad Fadhli Shaari honing in on the coalition government's candidate for the Kuala Kubu Baharu by-election, Pang Sock Tao's vernacular education background. Kok told Malaysia Kini that the ball is now in Muhyiddin's court. She also pointed out that she posed the same question to the PN candidate from Bersatu, Khairul Azhari South, but he has still not responded. She said this is crucial because in August 2020, the then Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports and Bersatu Youth Chief Wan Ahmad Faisal Wan Ahmad Kamal stated that vernacular schools should be abolished. She added that Wan Faisal denied in November 2020 of advocating for their abolition and instead called for the nationalization of students. However, Kok said when he was pressed in Parliament regarding vernacular schools yet again, and he evaded by stating his intention was to strengthen the use of the Malay language in these schools. Kok also recalled that in 2013, Muhyiddin, who was the education minister then, had guaranteed that vernacular schools would stay. She pointed out that the former premier has remained silent on the matter, even as calls for their abolition were made by his own party's youth chief. Teresa said it is regrettable that after decades of independence, certain politicians continue to exploit vernacular education to divide Malaysians without remorse. With this, she urged Muhyiddin, as president of Bersatu and chairperson of PN, to declare his stand, his party's stand, and PN's stand on vernacular education. LFL wants Anwar to retract his warning of action against the public over commenting on the casino issue. Lawyers for Liberty said Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has exceeded his scope of authority by threatening the public over the casino issue. Its director Zaid Malik labelled Anwar's warning as unlawful, unprecedented and chilling. Zaid asserted that it is not in Anwar's job scope to decide whether anyone has committed any crime. He added that only in a Marcos-style regime does the head of the executive threaten the people with imprisonment for making comments. With this, he urged the Prime Minister to retract his threat. Zaid pointed out that under the country's democratic constitution, Anwar lacks the authority to intimidate the public with the prospect of jail time for engaging in public discourse on matters of public interest. Regardless of the accuracy of comments or allegations, he argued that resorting to criminal prosecution to stifle public debate is unjustifiable. He said Anwar could refute false claims or pursue civil action against defamatory statements instead. Zaid also questioned Anwar's focus on targeting the public who commented on the casino project rather than pursuing legal action against Bloomberg or other news agencies regarding the claim or taking steps to retract the story. Yesterday, Bernama had reported Anwar's warning over the casino issue. Anwar emphasized that any party associating him and the government with a purported casino project in Forest City must face legal action. Describing those behind the allegation as politically bankrupt, Anwar said in this matter, Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar had never broached the idea of organizing gambling in Forest City. Anwar reminded these individuals that they are free to criticize the government, but not the royal institution. Meanwhile, Zaid Ibrahim said the government should be consistent and not practice double standards when taking action over 3R issues. Former Minister Zaid Ibrahim slammed the government for allegedly practicing double standards when taking action on issues concerning the royals. He cited the Bar Council as an example and asked why the government had not taken action against them for questioning the Agong's prerogative in issuing pardons. In a Facebook post, Zaid said the government says no talking about 3R or you deserve to go to jail, but not the Bar Council. He said it was an outright challenge to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong's powers and questioned if the government opposed the action. On April 30th, the Malaysian Bar filed a legal challenge to nullify the Pardons Board's decision to reduce former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak's 12-year jail sentence to 6 years and 210 million ringgit fine to 50 million ringgit. Meanwhile, Zaid stressed that the government should be consistent and not be selectively angry. He said the government must be consistent when applying the principles they proclaim to hold on to. Zaid made the call after Bersatu Information Committee member Badrul Hisham Shaharin, also known as Cikgu Bard, was charged in the Johor Bahru Sessions Court on April 30th with allegedly making seditious remarks related to a casino project in Forest City after a Bloomberg report claimed that the government was mulling the idea. Earlier today, blogger Papagomo was charged with sedition at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court over his social media post on socks with the word Allah. Anwar has taken a veiled swipe against P. Ramazami. In a program yesterday, he also denied neglecting the Indian community. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has denied that his government has ignored the plight of the Indian community. Anwar said that leaders who criticize the government over its policies involving the Indian community have malicious intent to confuse them and create distrust towards his administration. He said this in an interview session dubbed Soal Jawab Bersama Perdana Menteri, which was broadcasted on mainstream media.
Itu sebab saya katakan dia cuba menghasut dan mempengaruhi beberapa orang India supaya tidak faham. Yang hasut itu sebenarnya beberapa orang yang sudah ada kepentingan, orang kaya sebenarnya. Ya? Dan kadang-kadang dia bebal sebab parti dia tak bagi jawatan. Itu bukan masalah saya. Ya? Ini masalah yang dia harus hadapi dalam parti. Setengah itu sebahagiannya kawan-kawan saya juga dulu. Nampak macam mana?
He also said that the government has never sidelined the Indian community and various initiatives have in fact been implemented to empower them. Anwar added that the government is helping every segment of society without neglecting any group. Tengku Zarful has not been allowed to file an affidavit in Najib's house arrest action. The court said Zarful could apply again if they grant leave to Najib to commence with the house arrest judicial review. Investment, Trade and Industry Minister Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz failed to obtain court leave to file an affidavit in former Prime Minister Najib Abdul Razak's house arrest legal action. Zafrul wanted to file an affidavit to correct the purported factual inaccuracy in Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid Hamidi's affidavit in support of Najib's judicial review linked to an alleged supplementary royal order permitting the house arrest. However, the Kuala Lumpur High Court Judge Amarjit Singh this afternoon denied Zafrul's application. The court said Zafrul could apply again if it grants leave to Najib on June 5th to commence with the house arrest judicial review. Najib's lawyer Muhammad Shafi Abdullah confirmed this to reporters when met after the chamber matter. Shafi said Najib's legal team objected to Zafrul's bid as the house arrest judicial review leave application was still an ex parte chamber matter. He added that Amarjit said Zafrul can however try to file another application if the civil court grants leave to Najib on June 5th, as legal procedures by then would permit it if Najib gets leave to proceed with the judicial review. 2 weeks ago, Zafrul claimed there were factual errors in Zahid's affidavit supporting Najib's attempt to have his remaining jail sentence served under house arrest. Zafrul's lawyers said they have instructions to file the affidavit to address paragraph 6 of Zahid's affidavit due to purported factual inaccuracies, which ought to be corrected. That is all for me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you would like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.